Hi, I'm Julian. I didn't use hypnosis to quit alcohol, but my friend and hypnotherapy expert Dan Jones has helped countless people get rid of their addictions of alcohol, smoking and others using those techniques. And he's very kindly put together a free downloadable self-hypnosis track that accompanies my book, I Don't Drink. Now in this video, Dan's going to try and hypnotise me to see if I can get rid of an addiction. Now first of all, I need you to think of something that I want to get rid of, and I do. Now you can play along with this. When Dan prompts you and prompts me, think of something that you want to give up and swap that. It could be chocolate, it could be smoking, it could be anything. But see if he can hypnotise you as well in this short attempt. Hi Dan.
Hi.
So Dan, self-hypnosis, what's actually involved? How does it work?
Well, self-hypnosis is just about helping yourself to focus your attention. So ordinarily, we've got all these distractions around us. You've got your thoughts in your head, you've got so much going on. So with self-hypnosis, it's about designing techniques that you can use for yourself that just say, right, focus your attention on this one bit of information, on what is relevant, what you're trying to work on now, rather than all the other rubbish that goes on in our heads, goes on in all around us, and rather than taking everything else in. It's just about really narrowing down that focus of attention.
So Dan's going to have a go on me. I've never been hypnotised before, but one of the things I want to give up, having given up drink, I no longer smoke. One thing I have become fairly addicted to is a treacle pudding, which I have every night. Probably it's my body trying to get some of the sugar back from all the amount it's lost through lack of alcohol. So I want to give up treacle pudding, Dan. What do I need to do first of all?
Well, using the technique that's in the I Don't Drink book, it's a brilliant technique for giving up any kind of addiction. So it's about trying to break that pattern, and obviously what I noticed when reading your book was that you naturally had developed that process. Although you didn't use self-hypnosis, you'd naturally developed that same pattern that I would use to break addictions on yourself, which is brilliant. So with your treacle pudding, when you think about it now, if you were to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, so 0 is if it was put in front of me, I just don't feel like it, so I wouldn't eat it. 10 is it would distract me, I'd be looking at it and I'd be thinking, would it be rude to go and have a bite right now? Where would you say you are?
Probably about 5 on it, because I know it would be rude to have it, but yeah, the smell of it I think would be mouth-watering.
So the smell of it. So if you imagined increasing that smell, if you imagine breathing in that smell now, would that increase that?
Yeah.
So is it still 5 or has it risen now a bit?
It's gone up to a 6. Yeah, I can smell it now. I smell the ice cream that goes with it.
So you've already got ice cream with it as well.
Yeah.
So you're really building this up and adding to it. So what we would do for this technique is, so that's the thing you're trying to give up. So when you say you were looking at it, would there be a stage before that would make you want it? Before you see it, would it be like, what would you say is your trigger for treacle pudding? That's what I'm having.
There isn't one really. The worst thing obviously going to a supermarket and walking anywhere near the shelves that have all those wonderful puddings on them, which I tend to avoid.
So one of the triggers, predominant triggers, would probably be when you see it.
Yeah.
Whether it's in a box or something, or whether it's in a cafe, or where, if you see it on a menu or something. So it's just knowing it's there. That would be one of the triggers. So if we say that you've got 4 boxes, and so in box 1 is that treacle pudding, so you've seen it there, and you've suddenly got that. How would you describe the feeling?
Oh, I want to open the box.
You want to open the box.
Yeah.
So would you say that the feeling in your body, would it come, if you were to try and go inside and imagine where the feeling comes from?
The feeling's very much in the throat, because I can, not necessarily tasting it, but the fullness of that treacle going down is a nice...
So you have a bit of feeling in the throat.
Yeah.
So if you imagine all that's in that box 1, so you've got not only the sight of it, but you've also got that sort of feeling in the throat, probably a bit of salivating going on where you're thinking, could do with having that. Probably some thoughts like that in your mind as well. So all that's in box 1. So what would be the worst case scenario of eating not that just that one, but if it was a big long addiction, so you're eating them continuously, what would be the worst case scenario for you personally?
My type 2 diabetes coming back because that's now gone since I gave up alcohol.
So the type 2 diabetes coming back, and what impact would that have on your life?
I'd probably have to go back on tablets and all sorts of things. So in other words, being completely tablet free, healthy, that whole environment I've created for myself since I gave up alcohol could fall away.
So if you were to turn that into, say, a movie or into an image in your mind, what would you see yourself or that life, say 20 years in the future, being like as the worst case scenario?
Like it used to be. I'd be like a wizened old man, or I'd be like my brother who died from alcohol. So I can picture him as a worst case scenario, jaundice ridden, yellow, laying on his deathbed at 56 years of old. Yeah, I don't want to go like that.
No. And what would be the best case scenario of saying no to that treacle pudding?
Is continue like I am now, is getting almost younger every day, is being fitter, healthier. Kayaking is one of the favourite things I do every day, so it's being out on that water, healthily, knowing I can do that forever.
So the same thing, the, say, 20 year in the future image of that, how would you be looking in that image?
Fit and healthy, tanned, the same.
Very active.
Hugely active.
Dragging boats down Selsey, down the stones.
Absolutely, hugely active, probably, but doing as much, if not more, than I do now.
So what we've done there quite simply is we've got here is the trigger or the thing that sets you off on a potential path. You've got the worst case scenario of, if I give in to that thing, this could happen. And you've got the, if I fight that, if I don't give in to that, and I make a different decision right now, so before I've even had it, if I make a different decision right now, I'm putting myself on track for this other future that's the one I want.
Yeah.
So we've got those stages. So the only, as I say, it's 4 boxes, and that's 3 stages. So in the other box, which will be the third box, will be you saying no. So it's the word no, or you saying no, whatever makes it strong and powerful for you. So that sense of conviction, that sense of, I believe it. So not a whimpering, no, I couldn't really, which means if you push it a little closer, I'll have and give me a spoon, I'll eat it. Yeah, not that kind of a no, but an actual genuine no. Yeah. That kind of.
So a bit like with my statement, I don't drink, it's I don't do puddings.
Yeah. So.
And I would probably, being me, have to give up pudding altogether.
Yeah.
Not just treacle pudding, but I'd say I don't do pudding.
Yeah. So I've mentioned it could be the word no, but for you it could be the sentence I don't do puddings. Yeah. It could be your thing. And that's the important thing, is what we're going to embed here is what is it for you that's this new pattern rather than the old pattern that you've had up until now. So what I'd like you to do is just have a sense of, you can close your eyes temporarily if you want, just to get that sense in your mind, but a sense of that first box. So imagine it's sort of, let's say, box 1's there, box 4's over here. Okay. So imagine that first box just over there, and imagine you're looking at it, and you have your eyes closed, but imagine you're looking at that box and have a sense of that feeling in your throat, have a sense of perhaps salivating a little bit, having some thoughts in your mind like, oh, treacle pudding. Just have a sense of all that stuff that makes you think, I really want that. And then move on to the next box. So look at the next box, and this time just have a sense of all the worst case scenarios, so 20 years in the future, what you would look like, what you'd sound like when you're talking, how you'd be moving, what your actions would be like, what the knock-on effects would be, and if you can internalise some of that, like, what would that person there that you feel like, what would, like, the joints and the trying to move and any aching or anything. And then the 4th box would be, I don't like puddings, or whatever it is. So imagine saying that as a statement. And then the final box of, because you've said that, this is the life you're having, that's why you've said it, is for this life. So you've been able to get a sense of all those 4 boxes. So now we're going to go through this quite quickly. So what I want to do is start with box 1, and now I know you've got what you need in every box. I'm not going to describe the boxes because you know what's in them. Yeah. I'm just going to say box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, and I'm going to go through that process. So look over at box 1. and have a sense of that. Then look at box 2 with that, the worst case scenario. Then at box 3, say, I don't do puddings. Then box 4, the positive of not doing puddings. And then open your eyes a second. And then close your eyes again. And look back at box 1. And then box 2. And then box 3, saying, I don't do puddings. And then box 4. And then open your eyes again. Then back at box 1 again. And every time you can go back deeper and deeper into this experience. Box 1 again. Closing your eyes. And then box 2. Then box 3, I don't do puddings. And then box 4. Then open your eyes again. And then we're going to go really quickly. We're going to get quicker and quicker. So box 1, box 2, box 3, then box 4. Then open your eyes. And then back to box 1, box 2, box 3, and then box 4. That's it. You can really settle on box 4 every time you do it. Just a bit longer, because that's the I'm so proud of myself moment almost. It's you've achieved something. Then open your eyes. And then box 1 again. Then box 2, box 3, box 4. So just doing this is really, really quick, all we've done so far. So on that old scale, the sort of 0 to 10 scale, how do you feel at the moment when you think of treacle puddings?
I don't do them.
So that's just running through it.
Thanks, Dan.
Well, treacle pudding might sound comical and a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it was spur of the moment. Mind you, that video was shot over a week ago, and I haven't had a pudding since, and I was having a treacle pudding every single night. In fact, even the thought of having a treacle pudding now just puts a picture of my poor brother into my head, so maybe it's worked for me already. Well, if that can have that impact in just a few minutes, imagine what repeat sessions could do, and longer sessions and more involved without cameras on you and everything else. So this is a technique well worth exploring, and you get a free self-hypnosis download session with my book, I Don't Drink. Find out more about my book and Dan's free session at idon'tdrink.net or Dan's own website, the address of which is coming up on the screen now. Between us, we hope we can help you quit alcohol forever.